Sink filter mounting instructions for the DSU water filter from Nephros. The DSU mounts under the sink on both the hot and cold water lines. The installation procedure is identical for each side. The video instructions that follow will provide step-by-step guidelines for mounting the DSU water filter. Here are the pieces you will find in each sink mounting assembly. 2 DSUs with quick connect inlet and outlet ports. 4 Olson's wall mount pins with 2 screws and wall anchors. 2 12-inch silver flex lines. 2 18-inch gray-red flex lines. 4 CPC quick connectors. Note: prior to handling new filters, it is recommended that one wash their hands and, if possible, use latex gloves. Turn off the water supply valves under the sink. Open the faucet control valves to drain residual water from the faucet hardware. Remove the existing riser tubes or flex lines that connect the water supply valves to the faucet stems. Note: it is recommended that the old faucet be replaced with a new one since biofilm often resides in faucet hardware. Remove the faucet aerator if not already done. Connect a new 18-inch flex line by the 3/8-inch compression fitting to the cold water supply valve. Connect a new 12-inch flex line by the 1/2-inch pipe fitting to the cold water faucet stem. Connect CPC quick connectors to the other ends of the flex lines. Remove a DSU from its package and put an Olson's wall mount pin in each mounting hole of the filter. Place the filter and pins vertically against the wall under the sink in the position they will be mounted. Verify that both flex lines can be connected to the filter ports without stretching or kinking. Once the location is verified, mark the hole locations of the mounting pins. Remove the filter from the pins and set it aside. Mount the Olson's pins with their enclosed screws. Then mount the DSU on the 2 pins, making sure the flow direction arrows point towards the faucet, away from the supply valves. Connect the CPC Quick Connect fitting on the water supply line to the filter inlet port on the bottom of the filter. Follow the same instructions for the hot water side. This is how it should look. Faucet disinfection. Since the faucet is downstream of the filters, it is necessary to disinfect the hardware, control valves and spout, before connecting the filters. Even if new faucet hardware has been installed, it should be disinfected. Once the hardware is disinfected, the DSU will prevent any microbiological contamination from the source water. Note: the disinfection can be done with Alkavis 50 or any biocidal agent, such as household bleach, 5.25% sodium hydrochlorite. Use personal protective equipment, gloves, lab coat, glasses, etc. when handling the disinfectant. Place the inlet hose of the unit in a container of disinfectant. To prevent splattering from the faucet, one should insert a piece of gauze or cotton in the end of the spout. Take the faucet disinfection unit and connect the outlet, male quick connector, to the female CPC connector on the cold water line leading to the faucet. Draw disinfectant from the container by pulling out the syringe plunger and deliver disinfectant to the faucet by pushing it in. Continue pumping disinfectant into the faucet hardware until it is observed coming out of the spout. This may take 100 to 200 milliliters depending on the hardware configuration. Close the faucet valve and disconnect the disinfection unit from the quick connector. The auto shutoff feature of the connector should retain the disinfectant in the faucet hardware. Repeat the same process for the hot water line leading to the faucet. When this is completed, detach the disinfection unit from the quick connector and set it aside. If one does not intend to use the disinfection unit shortly for another installation, it should be flushed with clean water before being stored for future use. Rinse and final install. Allow disinfectant to remain in the faucet hardware for only 10 minutes. This is sufficient time for disinfection. Any longer time may damage the internal parts of the faucet. Remove and discard the gauze that was placed in the faucet spout. Connect the quick connect fittings on the faucet lines to their respective filter port outlets. Immediately turn on both water supply valves and allow water to run for several minutes to purge the system of air and disinfectant. Test the faucet outlet to ensure low residual disinfectant levels. Close the faucet handles and check for leaks. Tighten any fittings if necessary. Thank you for viewing this short installation guide and disinfection procedure. Feel free to use it for review at any time. Following the instructions provides the effective use of the Nephros DSU for the protection against waterborne pathogens.